So software always seems to get people super hung up on which to pick, what do they need, what they don't need. I essentially ran a 7-figure business for $60. I had my website, of course, that did majority of the lifting. I could auto book, I could email, I could market, I could do leads, everything right in my website platform. Then I had a CRM system and a credit card processing system that was $30 that did all my scheduling, managed my team, sent auto invoices, allowed me to upsell, downsell, all in that software. So that was $60. It wasn't until I hired an international team to help assist on day-to-day projects that I actually got a project management system. But for the first 7 figures of my business, I ran on a $60 bill to get things up and running. And so you may be asking today, how can I run a lean business and not get scammed with different CRMs and systems and woo-woo hype? And what's just not necessary? So to help you guys in your pet era, I really want you to think about deciding to invest. You want to think about how big you want this business to be, how many staff members you want, because the one thing you don't want to do is something I did by having my CRM and a scheduling platform, because I was too chicken to commit to just one. And you're probably thinking that right now too, oh, this one does a little bit and then that one does a little bit. And I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. So let me just jimmy it together and just make it work. And so nine times out of 10, I know you're doing that right now because we all do it. We jimmy it together. We make it our dream system. Systems, of course, are designed to break. So when I first started, I was using When I Work platform. When I Work is primarily for scheduling your teams. It's a software that I was introduced to in the restaurant industry, and it works really well. The issue is that when a client would book on my CRM Pocket Suite, I would then have to go in and transfer all that information over to When I Work. It was double the work. Can you imagine being in a grooming salon or walking dogs all day or training all day and then getting in all your client invoices and requests, and then you have to go back in and transfer all of that to another software? It was just crazy. But I did it for, I want to say, a little under a year. And I had grown fairly quickly. Just in the first several months, I had already hit 50 customers. And because I paid for leads. You may be thinking what is the perfect software? There really isn't a perfect software. There's going to be a software that does majority of the work. One thing I want to caution you all today is getting reselled software. So right now I'm seeing Go High Level. If you go to gohighlevel.com, there are a great CRM platform, but people are reselling it. They're reselling it, charging you more and putting their name on it as if it's their system. They had nothing to do with recreating it. They're just reselling it to you for more. When at the end of the day, you could literally go on Go High Level, put your business name on it, own the data, own the information, not have to have a middleman, and just move forward. So I really want to caution you guys on falling into CRM scams by just not knowing what you don't know. I find that happens a lot in our pet era is we just don't know what we don't know. And with that, we end up signing up for things that we don't need. We end up getting locked in with contractors and middlemen and people who make us believe that they have to manage our systems for us. But at the end of the day, you want to choose the software that's the most user-friendly to you. Now, we all see things differently. And when I picked my software, I knew that I wanted to be able to add on additional sales and products to my customers. And now, being a pet sitter dog walker, some of the famous ones like Time to Pet at that time, they did not have that feature. They were not, and still today, they aren't able to add additional products. So right now, my customers will book a boarding appointment with me, and I can add on a coconut massage, and I can add on, nail trims, and I can add on a turkey dinner for a feast. I can add on another $200 worth of products that we sell regularly with having that option in our system. So I want you guys to look at your end value and decide what you want out of your system for it to be able to grow with you. Okay. On the other side, Time to Pet for pet sitters is really great because that allows you and the customer to go in and make your own pet sitting appointments and change them Whereas Pocket Suite is more of a recurring drop-in service. If you want to add 3 visits a day, 4 visits a day, it can be a little cumbersome for the client, and you want to always be advancing and enhancing the client experience. But for sure, I think for myself as a primarily dog walker running a membership model for my groomers, my trainers, my breeders, even me and my consulting business, it 1000% works great for me and a lot of my other clients I use in other industries. But for you, you may look at a system like Go High Level. Go High Level has a lot of the all-in-one features, but you do not need to go through a reseller to sell Go High Level. You can simply go on their website. You can pay the white label fee for like $4.99. And you can white label it to your business. As you're learning it, they have tons of reps and YouTube videos on how to simply merge your information over. And once you do that, you're now learning the system that you are going to use from this day on. So be very mindful of resellers trying to make you think that you have a problem. When it comes to the pet industry, we want to keep our processes super lean. Super lean. And you do not want to have a bunch of different systems and softwares you're using. I consulted with a business last year that had, 50 employees, but they had like 8 different softwares, and it was driving me nuts. And they're like, well, this one does this and this one does this. And I'm like, but did you know those other softwares also do that? So sometimes I find just by us not, researching or paying attention to what's actually involved can really set us back and frustrate our team, most importantly, even frustrate our customers, because they're literally trying to get in and get out. They want to go to your website. They want to book, take the payment, get a confirmation email, know what's going on when you're coming, and move on. Most importantly, if you can get your client on a recurring schedule as a trainer, you can get your client on a recurring schedule. As a groomer, you can get your clients on a recurring schedule. As a dog walker, recurring schedule. Okay. As a breeder, you can get recurring payments so that auto drafts your clients for those payments that you may have leading up to getting their puppy. Whatever part of the pet industry you're in, you obviously want to be running recurring payments as much as possible, auto pay as much as possible, so you don't have to deal with a lot of the admin in the back. The majority of your time, if anything, is going to be dealing with staff scheduling. So if you want to find a system that's easy for your eye to plan out your team's schedule, your clients we're most likely going to have on auto. Your email system you can use directly through your website. I know Wix is a big one that a lot of us use in the pet industry. Wix can do like 99% of all the other softwares can do for $30. So you see what I mean? Where you can send emails out for $30. You can take payments if you want to. If you don't want to use some of the other payment processors, you can actually take payments right through their website. You can schedule and book clients right through the website as well. So you have to be mindful on how can I run this business as lean as possible? How can I not sign up for every software that seems shiny? How can I make sure I'm not facing a headache of massive to-dos by having to think that I'm done and then I'm moving on to another step, or realizing that my business is outgrowing my software and I have to completely export my information and move somewhere else? What happens if you're using a reseller that's using Go High Level? Now you have to go through them to get your own data. And so when I heard today that my client was like, hey, we're looking at this CRM system, can you check it out for us? As soon as I clicked on the front page, I knew it was Go High Level. And I was so discouraged that someone in the pet industry would literally try to upsell all of us on a software that we could sign up for on our own and put our own business name on it. That felt so disheartening. And I literally had to make sure I created an episode about that today, because your error does not have to be my error. We want to make sure that we're helping you prevent as many mistakes as you can, because we kind of had to figure it out on our own, but you don't have to have that happen to you. So at the end of the day, your software is designed to support you. It's designed to make your life easier. It's not designed to be an extra bill. It's not designed to lock you in for life and be, a mortgage payment. $60 created a 7-figure business. And so if you're looking at your business and you're like, you know what, I'm not even there yet, you can run great software without the heavy price load, especially when it comes to credit card fees. That's something I'm also huge on. Luckily for me, in the beginning, I got locked in with Stripe for a super low rate, and I'm grandfathered into those pricings, and I still have it for today. But many of you who are paying, software fees on top of credit card fees, like that's like a whole employee payroll just in software and credit card to most likely do the things you can do. So when they asked me, Natasha, what software did you use? How did you run your business? I used Pocket Suite. That ran 90% of my business. I used the Wix website. I used a free Google Drive and free Google Voice. And then I used Asana, the free version, which actually gives you 15 users before you even have to pay. So you can onboard your staff, train them, onboard your clients, offboard them, and make a pretty hefty income on $60 worth of software. Hope you enjoy this episode. If you have a friend who's struggling to figure out software, I hope this just blew your mind and said, you know what? I'm being silly. Let me break free of this software question I've been hanging up myself on, and just move forward with growing my business. Things are going to evolve and I'm going to change, and I'm going to change my mind. But who makes it easy for me to break up with? Who makes it easy for me to move forward and not limit me as I grow? So again, I will see you on the next episode. Until next time.